Well, time now for sports news on the news at 10 with Ayotunde Balogun.
This is the ultimate redefined for men.
Many thanks, Gimba. We're starting off with table tennis. Nigeria's Toriola and Offiong are set to take another shot at making it to the Rio 2016 Olympics at the ITTF Africa Top 16 Cup. Toriola, who inspired Nigeria to overcome Egypt to claim the men's team title at the Africa Games in Brazzaville last year, failed to make it to the last four in the men's singles, while Offiong lost out to Egypt's Dina Meshref at the same stage of the African Games. The tournament will serve up in Khartoum, Sudan on February the 16th. 2015 Federation Cup champions Aqua United have completed a number of deals to strengthen the squad ahead of their CAF Confederation Cup campaign in February. The club's new signings include Kufre Ebong and Binebi Johnson. The Promise Keepers had already sealed an agreement with Kano Pillars winger Ubong Epai earlier in January to return to the club after leaving for Kano in 2014. Aqua United have also brought in Michael Ibe Okoro. The team are currently camped in Calabar preparing for the new season. Real Madrid and their city neighbours Atletico de Madrid have both been banned from signing new players for the next two transfer windows for breaching transfer rules. The two clubs were found by FIFA to have violated several provisions concerning the international transfer and first registration of minor players. The ban doesn't cover the current transfer window, though, which runs until the end of this month. Atletico will also pay 900,000 Swiss francs and Real to pay 360,000 Swiss francs. AS Roma have appointed former coach Luciano Spalletti as successor to Rudi Garcia, who was sacked yesterday. Now, Spalletti coached Roma from 2005 to 2009, twice winning the Coppa Italia before resigning and later joining Russian club Zenit St. Petersburg. The Italian won 2 league titles during his time in Russia, but was sacked by Zenit in 2014. Roma have been drawn against Real Madrid in the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League, having qualified from the group stage with the lowest number of points. And that's it on sports news. Gimba will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
This is the ultimate redefined for men.
There's reason to celebrate as a milestone has been reached today. The World Health Organization has declared the West African region Ebola-free. However, that is not enough reason to let one's guard down. Here's Cynthia Are with more.
Well, thank you. It's indeed a significant day. Liberia was the last country in the region that was still dealing with the virus. But now that it's been declared Ebola-free, West Africa as a whole is free. The end of active transmission was declared after 42 days without a new case in Liberia. Then lawyers for Kenyan Deputy President William Ruto are asking judges to throw out charges against him at the International Criminal Court, saying witness withdrawals had left the prosecution's case in tatters. The vice president present at the hearing in The Hague faces crimes against humanity, and those are charges stemming from the ethnic violence that followed Kenya's 2007 presidential election, in which 1,200 people died. Also today, the Zimbabwean government has denied reports that 91-year-old veteran President Robert Mugabe had collapsed and died in Singapore after rumors spread rapidly about his alleged ill health. The spokesman for the president, George Charamba, told a local newspaper that it wasn't unexpected for rumors to surface whenever the president takes his annual leave outside of the country. Finally, the Islamic State has been accused of being behind a series of explosions and gun attacks in the Indonesian capital, Jakarta. At least 2 civilians and 5 attackers died in the assaults, described as an attempt to mimic the deadly Paris attacks. That's the foreign news wrap-up. The news at 10 continues shortly.
And the main news again. The Senate has accused President Buhari's senior special assistant on the Senate of switching the 2016 budget. According to the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, the upper house had discovered that Senator Ita Enang reproduced a document different from what the president has submitted to the National Assembly. And Benin Republic's President Boni Yayi had paid a farewell visit to President Muhammadu Buhari, who advocated good relations with Nigeria's neighbors as key to national security. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Gimba Umar, saying have a splendid night rest. Good night.